Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 3:40 a.m. on this freezing, literally, Wednesday evening going into Thursday morning. It is currently 28 degrees outside. I feel like it went from kind of cold to freezing just overnight. I don't know when it happened. I mean, I talk about the temperature every single night, but it seems like it was like in the 40s and now it's in like the 20s in just a matter of a couple of days. I made a cup of coffee before I left. Cheers. I am drinking, it's called apple pie tonight, and it's really, really good. Do you remember when I went to Tuesday morning for the video that I did on my Peter Does Stuff channel? And I bought, if you watch that video, at the end of it, I bought like this collection of like fall coffees. And there's like cinnamon bun or cinnamon streusel. And then there's cinnamon hazelnut. There's like 4 different flavors on there, and apple pie was one of them. So I had it earlier today, and I wasn't really sure what I was gonna think of it. And then I started drinking it, and I was like, this is really good. And I don't really know how to explain it other than it literally tastes like, if I've said literally like 3 times now, if apple pie met a cup of coffee, or if apple cider met a cup of coffee. And it's so good, and it smells so good. I laid down tonight. I don't even know what time it was. 10:30? 10:45. I lay down, and I was just gonna sleep until about 12:15, and I ended up sleeping till like 3. And then I got up and I took the dogs out. I've been trying to take the dogs out like twice during the middle of the night. Because Tucker's medicine, you know, makes him have to go to the go potty a lot more. And we've also been giving him his last dose earlier in the day. So Alex, well, this morning I gave the first dose because I stayed up so late last night listening to my audiobook. But, so we've been giving him his first dose between like 7 and 8. Although I think I gave him his first dose this morning around 6:30 because it was right before I went to bed. And then his second dose between like 3 and 4 or 3 and 5, somewhere in there. And it seems to be really helping him. And you know, he hasn't been coughing at all, which is miraculous. So I hope the little guy is doing well. We don't really have a follow-up vet appointment, so I'm not really sure what we're supposed to do, like, other than just follow the medicine right now. I need to call the vet. She was like, you know, just, this is a good plan of action, and let's see how things are going, and, you know, we'll check in a couple, she was like, we'll check in like 3 months. And I was like, okay, but that makes me nervous, just because 3 months to me is a long time. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll schedule an appointment for a couple weeks, and we'll just do a check-in and see how he's doing. But he seems to be doing okay. He's very happy. He plays all day long and, you know, hangs out with us in the evenings. I mean, when Alex gets home in the evening, he pretty much just sits in a chair. And, like, tonight he watched, I don't even know what he was watching. Alex brought Puccini's home tonight. He, like, I wasn't super hungry, and so he got a pizza from Puccini's and breadsticks, and he sat there and ate it while, I can't remember what he watched. I ended up watching an episode and a half of Dragula, which this season of Dragula is so good. If you guys don't know what Dragula is like, RuPaul's Drag Race. It's the same kind of competition setup, but it's all with like scary, spooky queens. And some of the stuff is like really, truly scary that they do. And they use a lot of like latex and special effects makeup. And some of the things that they do are really, really, really cool. I find on there that I think they're extremely talented or not so much, is how I feel. Like, I feel like it's kind of like split right down the middle. And then well, I was also watching that because Alex, after he got done eating, he was doing some work. He had some work he had to do brought home this evening to do. So he was sitting there and just on the couch with the dogs, and he was doing some work. And that's typically what they do in the, that's what I was going to say. Like, well, Alex will sit there and watch TV in the evening. Or like last night, he was in bed watching the new season of You, which, by the way, he said is like the best season ever. And I haven't watched that show at all. I read the first book, and then I stopped reading it, and I think I watched like one episode, and I just like could not get into it. And everybody says it's so good, so I know that if I started watching it, I would love it. So I need to start watching it. But anyway, he watched like 3 or 4 episodes of You last night, and the dogs just snuggle and cuddle next to him. And then they were doing the same thing tonight. He was like on the couch working, and he had this computer set up on the little like TV tray dinner table thing, and he was just sitting there working, and they were like around him. So they've been like with us, constantly. But and Tucker seems like he's doing really well. So I don't know what's going on. What was I gonna say? Oh, so Dragula is so good, but at the end of it, like on RuPaul's Drag Race, they have to, like, the bottom 2 have to lip sync for their life. So they lip sync against each other, right? But on Dragula, they have to do like this competition against each other, where the bottom 2 have to do some kind of challenge. And I'll just tell you what they did for the first one. I won't ruin it for the rest. Well, I've only watched a second episode, but for the first one, the 2 bottom queens had to be buried 6 feet underground. I literally couldn't do it. There, I said literally again. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Somebody said to me in a video the other day, they said, you never use the word literally correctly in a video, which is true. I don't. I use the millennial version of literally. But anyway, oh well, quit giving me a hard time. So they had to be buried 6 feet underground, and then at some point, I have the heat turned up to 77 because it's so cold outside, and now I am burning up. Let me turn this down a little bit. At some point, like, bugs and worms and stuff started falling on them inside of this casket. There's no way. I could not do it. That's probably one of my biggest fears anyway, is being buried alive, let alone having bugs and all kinds of stuff all over me. Ugh, I couldn't do it. There's no way. I watched a second episode. I haven't watched the 3rd episode yet. There's 3 episodes out. And then I didn't know that there was Dragula Resurrection, which is kind of a special Halloween episode that they did. And then the winner, they brought like one of the winners back. So, I'm kind of simultaneously watching that. It's on Shudder. And I got a membership to Shudder so I could watch Dragula, but there's like other horror movies and stuff on there as well. Oh, man. I have been spending so much time online shopping for the perfect Christmas bedding, because I want to make our bed so cozy. Which, by the way, like, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, there are some really, really great deals right now. JCPenney's and Home Depot both have. Kohl's, not so much, which Kohl's is supposed to be cheaper. but their deals are not really that good. But JCPenney's right now has an all red comforter that, I mean, if you lived somewhere really warm, this wouldn't be ideal, but if you live somewhere that's a little bit colder, because I want something that's going to be really cozy to sleep in at night because our bedroom gets so cold. So I think I found the one that I want, and it's this red plaid. Well, I was looking at 2 comforters. I don't want a duvet cover anymore. It's just, I mean, I'm going to keep it, obviously, and keep using it, but, like, it's just a lot of work. So I want a comforter, and I was looking at 2. One was called Morgan Plaid, and the other one was called Stuart Plaid at the Pottery Barn website. And I kept on looking at this one. I think it's a Stuart Plaid, and I was going back and forth, and I was like, I don't know which one I like better. Like, one is like really, I think it's the Morgan Plaid one, is really, really red, and the other one is kind of more of like an off-white and like red, and it has these beautiful pillow shams that you can get with it and stuff like that, and I really like it. And I kept on looking at it, and so I mean, I've been looking at it for days, you guys. And so finally I searched that in a duvet cover, and somebody was selling one on eBay, and I was like, and so then I looked it up on Pottery Barn, and I was like, I think that's our duvet cover. And I'm not gonna buy a comforter in the exact same print that I have a duvet cover in. Like, that's just stupid, right? So I think I'm gonna buy the other one. And this quilt that I wanted for the end of my bed to put over the end of the bed is more expensive than the actual comforter, and I'm not doing that. So there will be no quilt at the end of our bed. But I did buy tonight at Home Depot. They have a blue and green plaid Eddie Bauer comforter, and it was marked down from like 200 or something. It was a lot, and it was marked down to I think it was like $119. And so I bought that because I've always wanted a green and blue plaid comforter. But that one, like, we can use all year round. And then I love plaid anything. It's like a hunter, like, plaid and blue, like blue and green. It's really pretty. So I think I might buy this other red one, but I was looking around. JCPenney's has this one, and it's you can get it in plaid, but they have it in all red, and I thought, oh gosh, this would be so pretty for a bedroom. And it might, like, I might do this because it would work really well with our bedding, because like our bed is like that gray quilted bed kind of thing, you know. It's an all, like, imagine like Santa's, you know, like Santa's uniform or costume or whatever it is, you know, all red, that color. And then the underside of it is white Sherpa, and it's a comforter. And, but they have it, like, the same comforter comes in plaid. It comes in like a ivory. It comes in like a green, like a mossy green, a gray, like a stone. It comes in all these colors, and it's $49.99 for a king size comforter. And I was like, this is fantastic. Like, this is a really good deal. And like, the thing is, like, with a red comforter like that, then to like go get some throw pillows, like Meijer and Walmart and Target, they all, like, I think Target's kind of overpriced sometimes for stuff, but like Meijer and Walmart, like, they have great throw pillows. I feel like all these places that I've gone to, like, have really good, like, you can find throw pillows for your bed. So if you're wanting to, like, make your bedroom, well, cozy for Christmas this year, just a little, if you want a Christmas comforter. The thing is, I want something that is Christmassy, but that I can use into like January too, you know? And I know people are like, well, you could use it into March if you wanted to, but I, like, when it's so Christmassy, like, to some degree, it's like it starts becoming a little corny to me, because I get out of the Christmas spirit really quickly, you know? I have a hard time, like, I really like this Swig coffee cup, but I have a hard time getting the coffee out of it. apple pie is really good. Today, what did I do today? Oh, I woke up today, and man, I did not feel good today at all. My nose was running, and we're starting to kind of get into the part of the year where it's like, do you have a cold or is it allergies? Like, it's a little late in the year to continue to be having allergies, especially since we've had like the first frost and stuff like that. But my nose was just like running. And I was like, am I having... I was like, I hope I'm not getting sick. So I slept in a little bit extra today. And then, are those birds chirping out there? Why did I hear somebody walking on the street? That was really freaky. I'm like at this 4-way stop in like the middle of nowhere. That kind of always freaks me out right here. It's like the woods are right there. What was I gonna say? So I slept in a little bit today, got up. Well, I went to bed so incredibly late last night too. So I got up and what did I do today at first? Oh, I just like stayed around the house. I didn't even leave. And that's when I made the apple coffee, took the dogs out, did all that. I had uploaded my vlog last night and like rendered it and uploaded it last night. So I just did stuff around the house. I did a drama video, I did a Peterisms video, uploaded those things. Alex got home super early today. So when he got home, I had all of my stuff like uploaded and ready to go. And so I was like, I'm gonna go and drive around a little bit and listen to my audiobook. And so I did that. I called Tanya. And so Tanya's husband has been out of town for like he gets home tomorrow at like 2. He's been out of town. That's why I've been going over there like a lot. He's been out of town for like the last week. Every year he goes on this guy's fisherman's trip in Key West. So he's been gone for the last week. So Tanya's son and his girlfriend were over there a couple nights and stayed over there. Did they stay over there? Or I think one night they stayed over there. But they were over there watching movies and stuff. And then I was over there with her like the other nights. We were watching Wentworth and stuff like that. So I was telling her tonight, I go, you only have one more sleep, Tanya Jean. She goes, I know. Because she's the one that taught me the thing about like how many sleeps you have, you know. So I was like, you only have one more sleep until Eric comes home. She was like, I know, I'm so ready to see him. She misses him so bad. But he had a great time and caught some good fish. And he said that the weather was beautiful down there. The first day I guess they got there, it wasn't very pretty. It wasn't that it wasn't pretty, it was that, like, I don't fish, so I don't understand, like, the whole fishing thing, but, like, for people that do, he, like, to go out deep sea fishing, he said, and they caught, like, one fish or something that day, he said that the waves were really, really, like, high, and he felt like he never gets sick, and he said he felt like he was gonna get sick that day. So, but he had a great time, except for that he misses Tanya Jean, so he's coming home. Well, he's not coming home because he misses her. He's coming home because his trip's over. But he does miss her, too. So he comes home tomorrow. And then, yeah. So I was talking to her today. And then I drove around and listened to a little bit of my audiobook. So last night, late last night, I finished the chocolate chip cookie Murder by Joanne Fluke, which is the first book in the Hannah Swenson series. You know, it's so interesting to me now, having read so many cozies. I actually was updating my list today. Don't laugh. Don't even laugh at me, okay, with my list. I love my list. But I was updating my list today, and I'm at 30 series that I'm currently reading, okay? That I've at least started one book, or then I also added, I have 3 series. I have the first book of the series in my Audible that I just recently bought and I haven't read yet. So really 27 series that I'm reading, plus 3 that I haven't started. Something like that. So anyway, it's really interesting reading cozy mystery series, and this series is supposedly the best cozy mystery series ever, the Hannah Swensen mystery series, Hannah Swensen mystery series, and she owns this bakery in small town Minnesota, and her sister lives there with her husband, who is this police detective guy. Well, not a detective yet, but and then her mom lives there, and her mom's always trying to hook her up with men. And towards the end of the first one, there's kind of not really a romance, but a possibility for, it sets it up for further romance in from two different men in the series. It was cute. I liked it. You know, would I read more? Sure. I'd probably read the whole series. I thought it was that good. I thought the mystery was really well done. That was the thing I will say about it. The mystery was really, really well done. And I liked the exterior characters, or the secondary characters, like her sister and her mom and the police detective and stuff. I just some of it to me was not believable. This one police guy, that her brother-in-law, he involved her in the whole case, and she was his undercover person, and that just would never happen. And you know, but that's kind of what you like from, you know, cozy mysteries. I just like them to be somewhat believable, you know what I mean? But it was cute. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I would definitely read the rest of the series. But then I turned around and I started reading, and then, and you guys, they're very, very short. The audiobooks are the first one is 5 hours and 23 minutes, and I bought the second and the third one tonight. And they're each under 5 hours. They're 4 hours and something. And I was these are really, really short, cozy mysteries. There's 20 in the series. I said that to Tanya the other day. I go, oh, I'm going to start this new series, and there's 20 books in the series. She goes, 20 books? You're going to read all 20 books? And I said, well, if I like it, Tanya Jean, I will read all 20 books. And it's the Campers and Criminals series by Tanya Kappas. You guys, right out of the gate, this is such a good book. And I really thought the main character was going to be really unlikable. She's very Schitt's Creek. I'll explain in a second. And I just thought she was going to be really unlikable. And you guys, I'm an hour into this book, and I am in love with the characters. It's very, very similar to kind of a different idea, but the misfortune characters. It's very similar to that. So it's about this woman, and her name is Mae West, okay? Which is a joke that continues to be played to death in the book. And because she's always May is a family name and West was my married name. Anyway, it's kind of funny the way that it plays out. But so her name is Mae West, and her husband Paul was his company or something was involved in this huge Ponzi scheme, right? So he goes to prison, and she's left completely penniless, and she's 30 years old, and all she came from this small town in Kentucky, and she went to New York City, and she was a flight attendant for a while, and then she met her ex, who is she's 30 and he's 61. And she drove a Maserati and lived on 5th Avenue and all this kind of stuff. And now she has nothing. She's penniless. And so the whole opening scene is her at her attorney's office, the Stanley guy, who has no time for her. And all that's left is when her husband was in college, he won, some bet or something. He won this RV park, campgrounds, called Happy Trails in Normal, Kentucky. And so he put it in her name, and so she owns this camper, and she owns this campgrounds. And so she thinks, like, her attorney shows her this brochure. It's very Private Benjamin, if you ever saw that movie, which I love. So he shows her this brochure, and it's like people like lounging by the beach, and there's like a tiki hut bar, and it's like all of these like campers that are lit up with like Christmas tree lights. And it's just beautiful, right? And like it had this famous for like the bluegrass, the actual bluegrass of Kentucky, you know, not the music, but like the grass. And then this water is like crystal clear and beautiful that their people are swimming in. Well, she gets there and that's not it, obviously. She gets there and it's just a total like crap hole, right? And like everything needs to be fixed, and it all becomes her responsibility literally overnight. And so there's like this woman that manages it. Her name is Dottie, and she's got like real tight curly hair, and she wears like flip-flops and shorts and chain smokes. And then she meets like the people that like the woman that runs the laundromat and like the town librarian. It's just super funny right away. And all of these people hate her husband. They all hate her husband. And then this like super hunky FBI agent shows up, and her husband is found dead in the lake at the Happy Trails campgrounds. It's really good though. I don't know how to explain it. It's so good. I really love it. The covers are beautiful. It's this camper that she has, but it's always like in a different like kind of locale. And it's the titles are always 3 words, like dun, dun, and dun. And so, and there's Christmas ones and Halloween ones and whatever. I'm really into them. Like, I'm really excited to have started that. The narration at first kind of drove me crazy because it's like this woman with kind of like this East Coast accent. But it like so works for the narration of the book. It's like perfect narration. I am so into this. So her name is Tanya Kappes, Kappes. I'm telling you guys, they are so good. Well, I mean, I'm only on the first one, but it's really good. I really, really love it. So it's time to hibernate anyway, and, you know, just start listening. Well, I'm already like, this is my second cozy of the month. I really wanted to finish it tonight, but it's way too late. I have like, well, I have an hour and a half of it, and there's no way I can stay up that late unless I get off this vlog here in just a second and make this the world's shortest vlog. Which I probably won't vlog for super long tonight, but there's no way that I can finish it tonight. Because I think I have like, I have 96 minutes. I did the math right before I went in the house. I have 96 minutes to finish. Maybe I could finish it tonight. Oh my God, I don't know. It's so good. I'm so into the cozy mysteries. It's so funny. Alex is always like, so what did you do today? And I'm like, well, I made 5 videos and I listened to 4 hours of my cozy mystery. So I'm almost caught up on Dragula. And then I've got to keep on watching Wentworth. I've got to look at my TV shows that I have written down that I want to watch. I should start You. My husband, though, like, you know, when I was at Tanya's the other night, it's so easy when you're, like, in a comfy, like, living room to, like, binge watch a show. Or, well, Alex was in the bedroom the other night binge watching You. But, like, I have such a hard time just, like, sitting still for that long. Like, I always am thinking, like, I have this to do and I have that to do and whatever. I have such a hard time binge watching a show for that long. Hell, I haven't even finished Only Murders in the Building, and I think I only have 1 episode left. Oh, that's probably what I will finish next. Only Murders in the Building. And then I also want to finish, I'm like 2 or 3 episodes into Grace and Frankie. I want to finish that. And then I also am like in like 2nd or 3rd episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, which, I mean, that I can kind of watch whenever. But I also want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race Canada. I think the newest season just started. I don't know. I might save those though in case we go on a trip somewhere, because I can watch those like from anywhere on a trip, you know. We'll see. We have no trips planned, so I don't know when I would be watching that. Although, I did start looking at, did I talk about this? I started looking at birthday stuff. I have like 4 or 5 different places, I think, that I might really like to go. But I did say that on here, but like for me, it stopped. For me, it's kind of the difference between, like, there's been several places that I've gone in my life, really with my dad and my stepmom, that I absolutely loved. St. Bart's, Grand Cayman, which is actually one of the places that I'm looking. And so I'm kind of like, do I want to go back to a place that I've been before, or do I want to go to an all-new place? You know, I'm kind of getting to a point in my life where there's been a lot of places in my head that I've said, I'm going to go back there again someday. And I've never, and I'm getting older, you know, and the chances of going are probably, you know, not great that that's going to happen. Grand Cayman is definitely one of those places. The other thing, though, like, as I was looking at a lot of these places, like Grand Cayman, Turks and Caicos, and whatever, Aruba, I thought, for some reason, that they would be trips that, like, you couldn't just go do for a weekend, like a long weekend, right? Like, that they were trips that you had to go for 7 or 8 days because the flight was so long. But in all of the places I was looking, because I don't know when I looked at that earlier, but it was like you would get in at 3 or 4 in the afternoon at the airport, which would put you at the hotel at 5 or 6. So you basically lose a whole day, right? But at all the places that I was looking, there were flights that would get you in as, I mean, there were several flights for every day. And there were flights that would get you in anywhere from like 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Which, if you fly in somewhere at 11 a.m., you're at the resort by noon, and you're on the beach by 12:30, right? So, that would be ideal, because then you get a whole extra day. And then I like to stay 8 days, or 8 nights, if possible, which I would do for my birthday, because I want to do a longer trip. Because if you do that, then it's like you get an entire week. I don't know, we're just going to have to look and see. We're also talking about the possibility of going somewhere in January when, like, I think it was Caroline that told me that they used to, because they used to go somewhere like the day after Christmas, right? And then she told me that they started going like the week after New Year's because the prices were reduced like in a huge way. So Alex said to me the other night, he said, I would really like to go somewhere in January, which I'm totally down for that. Let's do it. Even though we weren't going to go anywhere until March when we go to Miami, but I'm totally down for it. My neighbors, this one house, well, it's not in my neighborhood, well, it's not in my condo neighborhood, but it's in the neighborhood surrounding our condo neighborhood, so it's still like our neighborhood, but it's in these houses that go up the street, and it's actually, so my Aunt Kathy, when she used to live in our neighborhood, and it was her old neighbor, it was the house that she lived in before she moved next to my aunt, like she moved like 2 streets over next to my aunt, so it was the house that she lived in before. It is such a cute little house. It looks like it belongs in like Williamsburg and like Washington DC area or something, you know. It's so cute. And it sits kind of on this little hill. It's like this little like Cape Cod. Well, every year for Christmas, they always put just like 1 candle in every window. My mom used to do that back in the day. And I can remember what a mess it was. So my mom bought these like, there must be an easier way now, because I can remember my mom would buy these plastic candles and they would just be like such a mess, and she'd have to like tape them to the window sill, and they wouldn't want it. They looked pretty from the outside when she got them all up, but on the inside it was just a mess. They were like all taped to the window sill and stuff like that. Do you guys remember those? Do you know what I'm talking about? So anyway, this house has them every year, and the woman that lives there, she's so adorable. She's probably like 10 years older than me, and she has this little Scotty dog that she walks around the neighborhood, and she has like Do you ever just see people that just exude happiness? She's like one of the happiest smiles I've ever seen. Whenever I see her, she always waves at me when I'm driving like out of the neighborhood and stuff. And her little dog is always so cute. And she always has like a little sweater on him and stuff. And she's real attractive, and she's always like dressed real stylishly and cute, and she walks like all through the neighborhood like every day, and she's always in her yard like raking leaves and stuff. But anyway, her house is so cute. But I noticed tonight already that she has her Christmas candles up. I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe that the Christmas candles are up already. But I kind of love it. I love that people are decorating earlier and earlier for Christmas, you know? I feel like for so long it was like this big no-no, like, don't do it. But like I was talking about the other night, it's kind of like the area between like Halloween and like Thanksgiving. It's like, what do you do with that? Oh, look, the tent. You guys, I should drive you over here and see. Do you remember when I went for, to look at the flower market? Look at the tent. It's completely gone. It's completely empty. Look at this. This was all mums and pumpkins just a week ago, and now it's completely empty. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. Look. Gone for another year. It makes me kind of sad. I don't know why. Do you ever feel like you could just get sad about anything? I feel like I could just get sad about anything. I'm like, the flower shop is gone for another year. Cry, cry, cry. This black cat, I'm like in this shopping center. This black cat just like darted in front of me. Isn't that supposed to, I used to hear that it was bad luck, but now I hear that it's good luck. Is that supposed to be good luck? It was like this mangy looking black cat. They're in Taylor's bakery cooking already. Making all the cakes and cookies. I have to bring the desserts for Thanksgiving. But I have to tell you a secret, okay? Oh, you know what? I did that last year, didn't I? I went to Taylor's Bakery. Or was that for Easter? I don't remember. But I'm going to tell you a secret. I don't think I'm going to go to Taylor's Bakery for the desserts this year. I think I'm going to go to Jim Dandy, maybe, in Noblesville, and I think I'm gonna get a pumpkin pie, a pecan pie, and a sugar cream pie. Although there's only gonna be eight of us. I don't think that we need 3 pies for 8 of us, but there might only be. Well, I don't know if Caroline's stepson's coming. Sometimes they don't come because they do stuff with his wife's family. And David may be with his girlfriend's family. So if that's the case, it'll be Mike and Caroline, Alex and I, and his mom. There'll be 5 of us. 3 pies for 5 of us. Not to mention all the other food, right? I'm like really into sugar cream pies though. So here's the story, Morning Glory. Do you remember this summer when my friend had like the get together for our little Monday night group, which we haven't done. We took a hiatus and we like never really came back together, and I really miss that group so much. We keep on saying we need to start up again, we need to start up again, we need to start up again, and we haven't done it, our little Zoom Monday night things. We're gonna all be in the same place together on Saturday for this banquet thing. So maybe I will bring it up then, because we're all sitting at the same table, and I'll be like, "Look, are we doing our Monday night Zoom thing again? We need to get it back up again." So anyway, but when we went to that, our friend that hosted it, oh my God, she threw such a spread. And the first time she did like tacos and taco salads, it was so much fun. And my friend, like, we all were supposed to bring something, but just something simple, right? And she brought a sugar cream pie from Jim Dandy, and it totally went over. Like, everybody was like, this is the best pie in the entire world. If you don't know what Jim Dandy is kind of like a Perkins or a Denny's, but it's like on a smaller level. Like, they don't have them in most towns. I didn't even know what a Jim Dandy was until I went there with my old sponsor. He goes there all the time. And we went, he and I went with a guy that I was sponsoring. And so the three of us went out to lunch. And this guy, I don't sponsor him anymore. He moved back. He moved away and then moved back. And but we get laughing so hard about this because we went there and I was like, I don't even know what to get. And my sponsor looked at me and he goes, a Jim Dandy, of course. And so we still say that to each other, my friend and I. We're always like, a Jim Dandy, of course. Like, it was the stupidest question in the entire world. And a Jim Dandy is basically like a Big Mac, but like on a smaller level. There's this weird thing happening with the sky right here. I don't know if you can see it if I turn it around on camera, but there's like a large like white like stripe in the sky. I don't even really know how to explain it. Hold on when I get past this light, and you might be able to see it. It's like, it looks like it should be a cloud, but it's not like a cloud. Do you see that? It was really foggy by our house, but it's not foggy at out driving. Maybe it's just fog. I don't know. But it was so weird. Like, looking at it, I'm like, first of all, where is that light coming from? Second of all, do you remember when I was driving around one night last year and that light was like shining straight up in the air? Somebody told me that was from ice particles or something. It's like some optical illusion. But anyway, my friend brought the sugar cream pie from Jim Dandy, and it went over. Like, everybody loved it. And their pies are like not super expensive either. They're like, well, I mean, probably expensive to what people would consider expensive, but they're not like Taylor's Bakery. Taylor's Bakery is like $15 a pie. They're like $6 or $7 a pie, or $8 a pie. Maybe I'm way overpricing it. Maybe they're like $4 a pie. I don't know. But I feel like they're more than that. The Youngest Evangelist. It's like this picture of this kid. In theaters, November 19th. Is it like a movie coming out or something? I've never heard of that movie. So, I talked about that before. Probably somebody commented on it and said, Peter, it's a movie that's coming out. So that's Thanksgiving. I'm really excited about Thanksgiving. And then Friday, Black Friday shopping. I think what I'm going to do is, I think after Thanksgiving, I'm going to come home and I think I'm going to, well, I'll probably vlog, like after we get home, because we won't be home like super late, unless Alex stays at his mom's house and then he can hang out with her. And then I'll probably come home and vlog like early that day. This is my plan. And then go to bed. Because I'm like an hour and 15 minutes from the Edinburgh Outlet Mall. And then I'll probably, I have a feeling some of those stores are going to be open late. I'll probably like get ready and try to be like in my car by like 4:30ish and show up right at 5. Because there's just a couple places that I want to go. And then stay down there for like an hour. Get there at 6. Stay down there for like an hour. And then come home. And then go back to bed. Which is basically like my regular sleep schedule anyway. So it won't throw me off a whole lot. No, but I think that's going to be my plan for Black Friday. Alex said he's not going because there's no sales. Even though I saw sales, I got like an email today about a sale or something. And Tanya will have to work, so she won't want to go, which is fine. So I'll just drive down there by myself. I don't want to do like 4 or 5 hours of shopping anyway. And when you go with somebody else, like, well, with Alex, we like run in and out. But if I go with like a group of people, I'll be there. I mean, if we were going to go Black Friday shopping and be down there, you know, like, and do breakfast and stuff, that would be kind of fun though, wouldn't it? Didn't I say on here, like, let's get a group of people and do it? The vloggerinos. That would be fun. But like the other thing is those restaurants are packed, like for shopping. Like they're absolutely packed. They're packed all through Christmas. There's like 5 or 6 like little restaurants around there. Not little restaurants. There's like, I don't know, like a Logan Steakhouse. There's like 4 or 5 different restaurants, 5, 6 different restaurants around there. Tanya and I feel like we went shopping one year and we went to go eat there. Was that where it was? And it was that place where you can get like the soup and salad bar. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like your main course, and then you can go up as many times as you want. Ruby Tuesdays. I feel like there used to be a Ruby Tuesdays right there. I loved that Ruby Tuesdays back in the day. But that whole salad bar, like you can go up as much as you want. Like there's not that many restaurants that do that anymore. I used to love that so much, but only like if there was like pasta salad and like pizza and like real stuff on the salad bar, which never belongs on a salad bar to begin with. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, like when you go to a restaurant and like one of their options is that you can get like the salad bar like for your main meal, and it's like you either get like the salad bar with your entree and then you get to go to the salad bar like one time, or you can go to the salad bar as many times as you want, and that is your entree, and it's usually like $8.99 or something. And we would always just get the salad bar, but it would have like pasta salad and bread and all kinds of stuff on it. Oh my god, I loved it so much. I would always load up on the pasta salads. Those were my favorite. I've been like a huge fan of pasta salad like my entire life. My dad, I've talked about this on here before, he used to get this stuff. I wish I knew the recipe for it that tasted exactly like the one that he had, because other people have made things that are similar to it, and it's so off that it doesn't taste like it at all. But it was called Creamy Rotini, and it was made at Marsh. Okay. I actually should look and see if anybody has put the recipe online, because somebody has had to have like wondered what the recipe was and put it online. But it's called Creamy Rotini, and it had like, it was rotini pasta, and it was a pasta salad with like a, you know, cream base to it, but then it had like black olives in it. Oh my god, it was so good. There has to be somebody online that's found the recipe. I should look it up. I'm gonna pull in here somewhere and see if it says Marsh, because Marsh was the grocery store and it was local that made it. And my dad would get a huge tub of it back in the day, and he would also get ham salad. Ugh, I hate that ham salad stuff. And he would get a big thing of ham salad like that, and he dips pretzels in it. Oh my god, my dad loves ham salad. He make ham salad sandwiches too, and he also likes it's all this stuff that he used to eat, that like my family, like on that side, they all, brown schrager. Do you guys know what that is? My dad used to say, because he would talk about being poor when he was growing up, and he was like, it's poor people's pate is what it is. I'm like, I think I've only ever had brown schwager like one time in my life, and I thought I was gonna like vomit inside my mouth. I thought it was so gross. My dad loves it though, he does. What's the other thing? Do you guys remember olive loaf? Why did they include that in the lunch meats? I still don't understand. I know it's kind of like an ongoing joke with all these people that grew up in like our era, but I really don't understand. Okay, like, so your mom would get like the combination lunch meat, which is just kind of crazy to me anyway, like that you would get combination lunch meat. Like, why not just get just like one thing, right? Like turkey or ham or whatever. Because, you know, she wanted to give you an assortment. But wasn't there always some sandwich that you hated? So, I know there are people that could eat, you know, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just every day of their life. I knew this person that they would call him PBJ sandwich. What did they call him? I can't remember. But anyway, I'm going to pull in here and see if I can, well, I don't want to pull right in here. Now I can't remember what he used to call peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but it was like without the jelly. I can't remember what he would call it. But anyway, I love peanut butter and honey sandwiches. So you would get turkey, ham, I think, was bologna even in there? I don't even feel like bologna was in there. Chicken, okay, which I loved the chicken back in the day that came in the little, do you remember those little packages? Tanya still buys those little packages every once in a while. Okay, so chicken, and then olive loaf. I feel like bologna maybe was in there. So bologna and olive loaf. Pimento loaf or whatever it was called. Do you remember? And it had like olives, like you'd see like a slice of an olive in there. I want to pull in here and see if they have this Marsh's creamy rotini. And it was so gross. Like, I can't even believe that. And I can remember like people joking about it at school and throwing it on the wall. And it would stick to the wall, and you'd see like a piece of olive loaf on the stucco wall. Do you guys remember that from back in the day? Oh my God, a different world, right? A whole new world. My album is coming out soon, don't think it's not. Okay. Let's see. I need my glasses. I've thankfully remembered just having a purse has really helped. Let me just tell you, I have my reading glasses with me at any given time. Okay. Creamy rotini pasta salad marsh. There's no way that it's gonna come up. I bet somebody had to have found the recipe for it. Easy creamy pasta salad recipe. Sour cream cheddar pasta salad. See, that's not what it is. Sour cream cheddar pasta. I don't think that's what it is, so I'm sorry. The best creamy pasta salad cooking for keeps. None of these, they're all like the ultimate rotini pasta salad. None of these are Walmart copycat recipe. Marsh copycat recipes. Let's see. Jordan Marsh blue. This isn't Jordan Marsh. This is Marsh Grocery Store, Indiana. Marsh Grocery. It was kind of like a little tart. Like there was something tangy about it. Grocery Store, Indiana. Creamy rotini. Marsh Supermarkets was an American retail food chain headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana, with a peak number of 86 stores. In 2013, located through central Indiana and parts of western Ohio, including metropolitan Cincinnati. Its eventual parent company was Sun Capital Partners, headquartered in Boca Raton, Florida. It's been defunct since July 8th of 2017. No, I don't see it anywhere. Oh well. That will be something that I will never have. A whole new world. Oh well. Well, listen, you guys, I am going to get off here now and listen to my audiobook, Campers and Criminals by Tanya Kappas. I'm so excited. So I'm going to get off here and bid you good night. And I hope, well, first of all, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I do. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. Oh my God, the weekend is over here. It seems so crazy that it's like the weekend, like last weekend is like Halloween is over and we're moving on to Christmas. So anyway, Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!